What is up? Welcome to the NBA Rundown, brought to you courtesy of Run Pure Sports and Run Pure Bets. I'm your host, Astaire, joined once again by Tyler Hicks. And Tyler, we have an 8-game slate tonight. You know what, Tyler? We're going to have to switch the show to 9:30. It seems like we start around 9:30 every time. I'm going to go ahead and switch that schedule starting next week. That means we're going to have to get a new graphic, however. So I'll hit up our guy Helmet and we'll get that taken care of. But regardless, I'm excited here to break down the slate. Tyler, and I told you before we started, there's plenty of games where I feel, because of the injury news, that these projections that I'm doing in the playbook right now, pretty close to worthless. So we're going to outline that on that show. And of course, we'll make sure to do that in the notes for the people because, boy, I mean, this injury report's in midseason form, right? You think the All-Star break had already passed the way it's gone. But regardless, of course, we had an exciting weekend in college football and the NFL. But I kept betting those RPB tags. Once again, Saturday we did. So Friday night we did great. Saturday we did great. Yesterday, I mean, it was 50-50, right? I mean, we gave away some.
Sundays are always weird in the NBA, though.
I know, but I adjusted for that, and I took heck of dogs. So you know what I should have done? Moneyline parlay, the Mavericks and the freaking Chiefs. Did you see the end of that Mavericks game?
No, I didn't. How'd that one end?
They lost to hobbled Denver.
Oh,
Bones Highland throws up 29, and Luka can't get a call at the end. Boy, first I got a dog, then I got the Gardner. It's going to be rough sledding here for your guys' spread today.
You just can't win this morning, huh?
Yeah. But for hey, at least it's Monday morning and not Friday morning that I always have the most problems because nobody likes Monday morning, not even Garfield. So, all right. So I had eyes on that Dallas game yesterday. What else did I bet? I mean, that was easy for the RPB tag, though, because we had Denver plus 10. I wish I would have just taken the money line. Let's see. We had some rough ones. I know that, was it Saturday? I took the under on the Raptors Hawks, and then, of course, it would have gone under, but the overtime hit. But other than that, the tags have been great. What did you see in the NBA this weekend, and is there anything you wanted to talk about before we jump into today?
I did notice one thing over the weekend. They took our favorite prop away from us starting today's spread. They bumped Anthony Simons up to 4.5 threes now when they were giving us that 3.5 at plus money.
Yeah.
I believe it was Saturday night. They gave us the last 3.5. It came in at even money exactly. He hit that over. I was like, I really hope they keep posting this. And I looked today against Milwaukee. It's 4.5 plus 150.
So I actually wrote that up. You know, I do some writing for Bookmakers Review, and I wrote that up today. And I said, now that they've switched, the under is the play. Would you agree?
Yeah, but it's pretty juiced to the under. Like it's like minus 140 to the under.
Yeah.
So it's like you want to play that. I really don't want to bet that.
But a lot of my argument there,
on FanDuel right now, over plus 130, under minus 166.
Yeah, and I think that we can go over against different teams. But Milwaukee's had a really concerted effort to go ahead and run everyone off the three-point line.
Yep.
So
I agree there. Yes.
I don't even understand how my projection. So when I looked at the lines, I said for sure it's going to tell me to take the Blazers, and they didn't. But let's dive into tonight, and we'll go through these game by game. Let's start with the Atlanta Hawks, who are +2 in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers with a total of 226. Tyler, I think I feel pretty safe on my projections here. Let's double check this news, see if anything's changed since I always check it when I get up. And
DeAndre Hunter just got ruled questionable with an illness. The line just locked on FanDuel.
So that makes me like Cleveland way more. Wouldn't you like him way more?
I agree there. I like them before.
LeVert, Dean Wade, and Kevin Love there questionable as well. I don't want Love to miss, but I think they could technically absorb all three. Dean Wade, I'd already projected him being out, but let's be honest, I don't think he really means that much to the line anyways. So originally running it, I had a 2-point edge to take Cleveland here. I like them at home. Would you agree? Should I go ahead and just place this bet now?
Yeah, I like Cleveland here. I think they win this game. I think they win it by about 5. So
yeah, I had them by 4.
Yeah, and then I like Mobley props here. I mean, power forwards have absolutely dominated Atlanta the last 2 weeks. They're averaging 27 and 11 on 52% shooting. His props are at 14.5 on the points. I think he could definitely hit that over here. And you got to think he's going to get extended minutes with his backup probably not playing in Kevin Love.
All right. Sounds like a plan. I just placed the Cleveland Cavaliers. The total I had right on thing. Our guy right side Clyde's going to love that. Well, I had it at 225 on a total 226. That's not a big enough edge to play. So I'm not playing anything on the total. But you like Mobley props, and we both like the Cavaliers. Any other props you're looking at?
No, nothing else in that one. Just Mobley props.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next game on the board. The Orlando Magic plus 6.5 in Indiana, taking on the Pacers. This moves half a point since I've been up this morning. It opened at -6, total 226.5. Tyler, these teams just played. I had looked it up too. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll look it up again. Why am I doing it here and not here? But yeah, they just played, and I know that the Pacers did win. Let's see what the final score was. They didn't they took away our Simons props, but what about some Miles Turner's props tonight? I think that he's got a great chance to go off here tonight. -7 in some spots. Where's this?
Yeah, that spread.
So it was 114 to 113 last time.
Yeah, they played real tight on, what was it, Sunday they played? They played 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Saturday, it would have been Saturday night they played. It was a tight game, so, I mean, I don't want to lay the spread.
Did they play in Indiana? I'm trying to look.
No, I believe it was in Orlando. I think it's one of those back-to-backs where they just switch cities.
That's stupid. Why do they do that?
I don't know. But, yeah, his points plus rebounds are still set at 26.5. Paulo's out. Carter's questionable. It would just be Bamba and Bol down there. Mind you, they are tall, but they don't play the best defense, so he could definitely get over those props. I like those.
No, it was in Indiana. They're running it back-to-back.
Oh, they're running it back-to-back? Okay.
Yeah. So they didn't travel.
I'm still not going to lay with Indiana, though, because it seems like this Orlando team with the backups is playing a little bit scrappier, so going to stay away from that. But I do think Indiana wins. So maybe get on them performance double. We'll pull those up now and see.
I'm changing the tag. I had the Pacers by 10, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, like if you wanted to come in on, say, if you think Miles Turner gets 15 points here, 15 plus points, Indiana wins plus 110. I think that's a lot better than laying 7 at -110.
That's way better.
Yeah, if you think
I love the Turner overs. Who's going to stop him?
I mean, yeah, Wendell Carter's not the best defender. It might not even play.
He's actually pretty good defender.
But if he does play, it's plantar fiscus, so that's going to be a terrible defender out there on a bad foot.
Yeah.
I
like that performance double. That's the best way to approach this game.
If you think he gets double-digit rebounds, 10 rebounds, Indiana wins plus 215, or if you wanted to go some of the Halliburton routes, him to double-double and wins even money, him just hit 3 threes and wins plus 180, him just get 12 assists and win is plus 185. So there's some different ways to get on this game than laying the spread.
Okay, I like that performance double the best, so we'll go ahead and do that. Anything more from this game before we move on?
Nope, that's it for me on that one.
We're going to be quick and efficient today, guys. I hope you like that. But we do have Talking Touchdowns coming up after the show, so you can see we're just trying to knock things out here at Run Pure. It's a busy time of year, for sports gamblers with so much going on. I mean, college football has just been fantastic.
It's wrapping up, too. I think that was the last full weekend. I think this weekend coming up is the championship weekend.
Yeah, and rivalry week, right? With when ASU plays at University of Arizona.
Yeah, so we'll get Auburn at Alabama this week.
Yeah, so that should be a lot of fun. But, yeah, we're trying to knock this out. So we're going to give you the information quick and timely. You know what, Tyler? You know what I need to do is I need to check the chat. Not a lot going on in the chat today. Our guy Parabay reminding us to hit the like. What's up, Parabay? And, hey, guys, if you're watching, drop us a line. Say what's up in the chat right after you hit that thumbs up. So we're moving quickly, Tyler. We're moving efficiently, and we're going on to the next game. The Golden State Warriors are catching 6 in New Orleans. Tyler, it's like they listened to your preview. Who would have thought before the season that the Warriors would be +6 here in a spot like this? Total of 233, but of course, we talked about it before we went on. Klay Thompson doubtful. Let's just scratch him out, right? Zion Williamson probable. Trey Murphy questionable. What are the chances, though, that we continue to see more Warriors get scratched? What do you think?
I think so. I think, for sure you're getting more Warriors scratched here. I mean, I'm pulling up their schedule now. It's their 3rd in 4 days. Yeah. When you look at the calendar, they haven't had 2 days off in forever. So let's see. Their last 2-game stretch off was at the beginning of the month. They had a 3-day stretch. Since then, they've played 3 back-to-backs in 2, 3, and 4 days. Now they're going to come in here and run this game against New Orleans after playing on the road yesterday in Houston and then at home the 18th against the Knicks. I think you see one or two more guys sit here spread. I think that's why the number's so stretched out. Give me the Pelicans now before this number gets out to about 10, where it was at last time these two teams played. And even
but did
if
they cover in that one? Because I remember victory lapping you on that one when it was
they
10.
did. Yeah, they did cover. They got. I think
It was 11, and they won by 9, or they lost by 9. Yeah, It was a sweat. It was a sweat. It wasn't like a.
But even if the guys play like the starters, you got to think they're fatigued. I'd probably honestly rather have them in there too.
I think so too. I think if I took the Warriors, I'd rather get the 3 points. Because okay, let's say Steph and all those guys sit right. It moves 4 to 5 points, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm getting my fresh guys. I'm getting Moses Moody.
You're getting your fresh guys and guys trying to make a point to get some more minutes.
Yeah, so, and Wiseman's not there to mess everything up now. He's in the G League, right?
Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely like the Pelicans now. Definitely like CJ's props. He's been hot. The guards have been tearing up Golden State. And like Zion here, power forwards in that spot against Golden State. I mean, they just dominate them.
All right, let's keep moving on. So I'm not gonna bet that with you though. I'm fine completely staying off.
You just can't fade your team, huh?
Well, you have like I said,
it's not even a secret crush. It's like your second team, your like hideaway team that you run off to when the Kings are bad.
I know, huh? They're like my side team that I spend more time with because my main team treats me so bad.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, my side team's not even mad. They're like feeling bad that I get treated so bad at home. They're like, sure, come over here, honey. I'll take care of you. All right, let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. First of all, okay, this line is 10, and I can't believe I projected this game at around 10.5. Unbelievable. I think something's wrong with my projections. I want to redo stuff. I must not. This isn't right, Tyler? I almost want to just change them manually. Keon Johnson out. Who cares? Chris Middleton out. Has he played a game this year? Pat Connaughton's back. He's not worth anything to the line, is he?
Gives him an extra, nothing to the line, but it just gives him
0.5.
Gives him depth. Gives him like extra guys off the bench. Could be a shooter that gets hot. I don't think
there's nobody on the Portland report except for Keon Johnson, who might not even be an NBA player.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm getting 10. I don't even.
Oh no, and Dame's out. Dame's out for a while.
Still, I don't care.
Dame pulled his calf again. He's done. So he's done
for how long?
2 weeks at least.
Don't you think this team? We talked about this before. He's got the offense to do it. I mean, they've got the offense to do it. They need Dame for the playoffs. They don't need him for the regular season.
I agree. Does it worry you though after how Milwaukee lost that game against Philly? They just want to come out and pound the team into the dirt too.
No.
I mean, I'm probably going to stay away from
the only reason they even lost to Philly is because Giannis quit making free throws.
Yeah, probably going to stay away from the side. If you were like, you have to bet the side.
I'm changing my projections. There's something wrong with them.
I would take the +10. But with Giannis missing all those free throws spread, he's pissed. He's throwing ladders on the floor after the game. Give me his points prop over 29.
He was doing that because Harrell's stealing the ball.
No, the worker was trying to work on the hoop, and he put the ladder in front of the hoop, and he moved it out of his way, and the worker went back, and he like threw the ladder down. Buddy's frustrated. That. He's taking his frustrations out.
I'm not up on my NBA drama, really.
Give me the over 29.5 on his points.
Wow. So you're telling me don't take the Blazers?
I mean, if I had to bet the side, I would, but I think his points prop's a lot better of a bet here. Who's stopping him on the Blazers? Jeremiah Grant?
Yeah.
Nurkic?
Yeah.
Shaden Sharp?
Okay, first of all, nobody's stopping him. He's the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, but they don't even have a big body that can stay in front of him. At least try. You know what I mean?
Jeremy Grant can do all right.
No, he can't. He ain't big enough.
Okay, who is, though? Like, can't we say that every night?
There's a lot of guys that are big enough, but they're not fast enough. I mean, Cat's big enough.
Oh, Cat, we're getting smoked.
Aiton's big enough. Joel's big enough. Jokic is big enough.
Yeah, but none of them are fast enough.
Exactly, yeah.
I so want to bet the Blazers here. And it's so funny because my numbers even told me not to, but it just seemed like it was wrong. Like 10 points?
They're 1-4 ATS in their last 5 against Milwaukee. But then they're 7-1 ATS in their last 8 on the road. So you could play the trend both ways there.
Yeah, a lot. So just so Run Pure members know, a lot of times I put those trends in there, and a lot of times they conflict, and it's just to give you an idea that, especially, I throw them in there because I think they're interesting. But sometimes you can just cherry pick what you want to make your point, because especially, okay, so let's look at the one. They're 1-4 against Milwaukee. This is a different team, right?
Yeah, because
last year when they had no forwards, they lost. Josh Hart makes his teams look so much better. You got Shaden Sharp. Justice Winslow's been huge for this team. Jeremy Grant's been huge for this team. Now Nurkic has there's less relying on him in defense because he's definitely slowed down. I want to take the Blazers so bad. We're circling back to this one, Tyler. I was hoping you were going to talk me into it. I was hoping you were going to talk me into it.
I'll tell you one thing. Just looking back through these matchups of these game logs, Portland beat them the last time they played 122-107, but then Milwaukee won by 29, 21.
These are all last season, though, right?
28.
This last season 21. When they weren't even trying?
This is just dating back. These are just working their way back, their last 5 matchups.
Fine, I'm staying off.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Okay, go ahead.
It's one of those bets where it's like, I think if you cash it, you're like, I was right the whole time. But then if you bet it and it goes bad, it's going bad quicker. You're like, wow, I lit that money on fire and I knew it before halftime.
I mean, that happens. I took the New York Giants yesterday. The New York Knicks are +2 in Oklahoma City. Tyler, are the Thunder really ready to start laying points here? This is another one I was surprised at. Fortunately, my projections agree with me. My projections have the New York Knicks winning this game by a point. The Knicks are +105 on the money line. Another one, man, I'm so glad you're here and we can talk these games through. I want to take the Knicks. What do you think, though? I mean, this has been a long, long road trip, right?
I'm with you, but we can't bet it now. We have to wait.
Why?
Because somebody's going to pop up on this injury report. I guarantee you that. It's a back-to-back for them. They played in Phoenix yesterday. It's also a 3-4 for them.
For New York?
Yeah, it's on a road trip.
Let's not play it then.
3-4. I'm waiting.
I think 3-4 means 10 times more than back-to-back.
I think
back-to-back, I almost throw out the window.
I think they can win this one, though. Even if they were like, we're not playing any defense like they did the last time they matched up. Who, the Thunder?
The Knicks.
Yeah, they could win this game as long as they just show up. So I just need to know that their starters are going to be playing and these guys aren't going to get rolled out. If they're all in there at what times this game starts, Brad? 8?
5 o'clock? Yeah, 8.
If they're all, if I don't get reports that guys are resting by 7:50, and it looks like all their guys are.
Will you message me if you play it?
Yeah, then I'm betting it. I'm just waiting until I get that.
Turn my notifications on.
But one thing I will bet now, just give me all SGA's props. We've seen this team in this spot before where they just don't want to play defense on a long road trip, a couple games in a couple days. Points are set at 30.5. Points plus assist are set at 37.5. Give me both of those. I think he goes over that number. I think he might put up like 35 points tonight.
You're not even going out on a limb there. The way he's been playing, that's not even crazy.
No.
And who are they going to put on him? I think this team really missed Reggie Bullock from that one year they were so good. I think he meant so much more to that defense than people want to let on.
Yeah, because he was a perimeter defender that could guard 1 through 4.
Yeah. So
who's your guy now to do that? The way they line up, it's like it's not Brunson, it's not Reddish, it's not Barrett, it's not Randall.
It's supposed to be Reddish. I think that's the idea with Reddish.
He can't play defense. He's never been a defender.
Really? He should be, though. Look at his athletic frame.
He should be, but you know how that goes. None of these kids want to play defense.
Eventually they will. Do you remember when Jabari Parker said you don't get paid for playing defense and then he was out of the league in 2 years? That's still one of the funniest things that ever happened.
That's because his knees gave out on him.
No, it's because he sucked because he couldn't get time. How many times Christian Wood's going down that same route?
Didn't he blow out both his ACLs, though?
Even then, he was on that Boston team before they were good, and he couldn't get run. He was getting blowout run only because it's like you can't hit the floor if you're not going to defend.
Yeah.
So Christian Wood, he scores 21 and gives up 23, and the other team just hunts him. I mean,
did you see him complaining for a bigger role yesterday? He said,
I think the guy's got no self-awareness at all. I think there's a reason why he's never been on a successful team.
Yeah. Might not be as good as a pickup as we thought for Dallas unless they can get him to buy in.
Well, I think if anyone, Jason Kidd's not going to fuck around. First of all, Jason Kidd could probably still beat him in one-on-one, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, and then it will.
I think it's a little different than like comparing to like Budenholzer or some old white dude that doesn't like necessarily connect with the team, right? Like Jason Kidd's a straight baller.
And then they would
average.
I think they can move him at the deadline, but they can't move him until then.
I don't think so. Who wants him? Who's sitting there and thinking, "Oh, Christian Wood is the guy that we need"?
I mean, you guys always talk about these trades like teams are going to be like, "Who wants them? Who wants them?" Yet you guys forget there's all these teams out there that just want cap relief the next year. They'll be like, "Give us the guy. We don't give a damn who that is. Who's the name?"
Do you get cap relief if you trade for him?
The next year you will, when his contract's up.
All right.
That's what teams do. They're like, "Oh, give us the guy. Give us player A, B, or C. We don't care, and give us your first round pick, and we'll just let them walk next year."
All right. I don't know how we got started talking about Christian Wood during the Knicks Thunder breakdown, but that's how we do it here on the NBA Rundown, brought to you by RunPureSports.com. If you're not a member, head on over to Run Pure Sports for the best in daily fantasy and sports gambling information. I would go off on about all the members that cashed this weekend, but we got to get to talking touchdowns here a little bit later. So we're going to continue, Tyler, to do this in an efficient manner. We're getting through these games. You're keeping me off a lot of losers. And you know what? That's the great thing about talking about these games, Tyler, because you keeping me off a loser actually nets me more money than giving me a winner, right? Because if you give me a winner, I get 1 unit. Keeping me off the loser, you're saving me 1.1 units. So that's why I'm happy to talk to you about this tonight. And it's going to be a crazy week, man. These holiday weeks are always wacky in the NBA. So maybe it's not a bad time for me to down my volume. It's just I got so smacked around in the NFL today. I just wanted to use the NBA.
NFL is a wacky week.
Yeah, I mean, those sports books are just cleaning up.
Your boy will get it all back.
I mean, a new tower in Caesars next time you go. What's up?
Your other man crush will get it all back for us tonight.
Oh, have you seen? Because I request the YouTube thumbnails. Did you see who we got on there?
Is it Jimmy G?
Of course. Picture of me, you, title, and Jimmy G. What could be better? What could be better? Can you imagine us four going out in Vegas? We would crush.
That'd be like what's that movie called? Hangover.
Yeah, we would. There'd be so many women talking to us. All right, the Boston Celtics are -6 in Chicago, taking on the Bulls. Total of 229.5. Let me refresh this one, but
there is not a soul on that injury report.
Okay, how do you approach this one? Where's my numbers at?
Boston wins, Chicago covers, but I'm probably.
I had this right on the number.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it through performance doubles because Chicago, when Boston beats them, they kind of beat them kind of close, and I don't want to take a stand and say
Chicago's been covering against this team.
Yeah, I don't want to take a stand and say this is the game where Boston just comes out and pounds them into the ground, but I do think they win it. I think it's Brown or Tatum. Of course, that's where all the usage is going to go. So if you wanted to go to Brown, 28 plus points and win plus 230. But there was one prop that stood out to me in this one that I'm just going to bet and leave the performance doubles and the sides out of it. Marcus Smart over 1.5 threes. He's hit that in 4 of his last 5 road games and in 4 of his last 5 against Chicago. If they do focus on the 2 main guys, he should get up 4 to 5 threes here. I think he's good for 2 of them.
Fantastic. Yeah, Chicago 6-1 against the spread against Boston. 6 at home. Pretty tempting, man. But these Boston Celtics are an absolute steamroller. And I'll be honest, I'll take an L there. I thought that Robert Williams meant so much to that run that the team went on last year. Dude, they haven't missed a beat. Did you even notice he's out of the lineup?
No.
How come other teams it's like, oh, wait till they get healthy?
They won their last 9, and Chicago's lost their last 4 too. So you got 2 teams coming in on different streaks.
Yeah, I'm fine staying away from this one. If you forced me to pick it, though, I would take the points with the Bulls.
Yeah, I agree there.
Here's another one, and my numbers are off on this one. I have to put this in the notes. Actually, I'll do this now because the Heat don't have anyone, right? So, like, how can I predict?
They might have here. Bam's back. They might have
Butler.
Hero back.
Oh, Bam's back?
Yeah, Bam is back. He played last game.
Oh, I could take the Heat then. I could take the Heat with Bam. Let's wait to find out about Hero. Do we care about Gabe Vincent?
You need to know about Hero.
Does Gabe Vincent matter?
He does matter because there's just no bodies there. You see
Does
how
Duncan Robinson matter?
When there's
these guys are questionable
when
as
there's
well.
no bodies there, I say yes. Because let me just pull up their game log from yesterday and just listen to these rotations, because they just don't have the bodies to withstand guys missing games. It wasn't yesterday's game; it was the game before that. They had to just leave Gabe Vincent as active, but they said it before the game, like, he's not playing, he's hurt, he's just active so we can still play the game. They played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. And it was Caleb Martin, Jovic, Strauss, Lowry, Adebayo, Highsmith, Robinson, Dedmon. You can't withstand injuries when you're sending guys out there like that, I don't think.
All right, that sounds like a plan. All right, we'll wait on Miami then. So I got to get all 3 of these guys cleared before I can bet this. I want to fade Minnesota, man. And this is where, man, when you're betting, you can't be married to your takes. Remember, I love Minnesota preseason?
Oh, yeah, you love them.
Dude, call me Luigi because I'm wearing an L on my hat. I mean, that's fucking terrible.
I do have a prop I like in this one, too.
Yeah.
Who the hell is guarding Cat? Because Bam's got to guard Rudy. You can't leave Rudy under the hoop by himself.
Rudy? Nobody guards Rudy.
He's got it, too. But you got to put the big body on him, because if not, he's just going to seal off, and then they could just dump it down.
But isn't Dedmon back? Are they going to play them together?
I don't think they'll play them
together. How do you think they go?
Do
you think they match size, or do you think they just go small?
I think they just go small, and I think that's going to give Cat the opportunity to just light this team up. I found his points prop on DK earlier at 20.5 to where FanDuel was hanging at 22. And when you looked at that number, he's hit that over in 11 of 16 games this year. Give me the over there on 20. I think he scores about 22 points here, maybe even goes higher than that. I just don't see a matchup for him on the Heat side. Like, there is not a second big body to cover him.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. So what's the total number there on Cat?
Over 20.5.
Do you like that plus the win?
No, I just like the over 20.5 on his points. Leave the side and the whole game out of it.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. All right, but I'm telling you, if all those guys are in, I want to bet Miami.
I don't hate it. If you could still get like +5, I'd want to be on it.
Dude, it's +8.5.
Well, once them guys are rolled in, them numbers are coming down.
Do I bet it now and hope? They might sit though, huh?
Yeah,
they don't care about this road trip, do they?
I don't think so. They might sit.
You imagine being the Miami Heat in the middle of Minnesota right now? There's probably so much snow there.
And then they go home on Wednesday to finish up, so you might just get a packet in game right here against Minnesota.
Who wants to be in Minnesota right now? Sorry, Andy, if you're watching.
Especially after I lost, they took yesterday's spread.
Bro, I got smacked in the NFL yesterday. We'll be talking about that in 35 minutes on Talking Touchdowns. But yeah, man,
I get the victory lap you there.
Yeah, you do, and you get to victory lap me on my little Tomlin man crush too. Absolutely terrible. Is the chat broken today? What's up, guys? We can't get any love.
It's a ghost town in there.
Yeah, I know.
Rolling around.
But we're here breaking down every. You know why? Because everyone cares about football right now. It's because Jimmy G's on tonight, and everybody's excited.
It's not even it's the other football everyone cares about right now.
What?
The World Cup. Everyone's watching that.
People are seriously watching Senegal. I got it on. Senegal versus the Netherlands instead of watching us.
You're watching it.
Oh, you got me. The Utah Jazz are +3 against the Los Angeles Clippers. Total 223. Tyler, I can't wait to talk to you about this one. I thought that I liked the Jazz before I ran these numbers. I had too many windows open. Where did I end up on this one? With the Jazz, so I got them losing by 4 though. On a total of 3. Seems about right. Can the Jazz continue to do this all season? Are they going to regress to what we expected to be with this team? I don't know. Let's look at this injury report. Mike Conley out. I don't care. I guess he's still good. Rudy Gay's out. Has he played at all this season? Luke Kennard out. Paul George questionable. I saw Kawhi Leonard playing in the last game. Oh, we didn't hit that over. That was Saturday night, man. We were so on pace to go over. I should have middled it. Anyways, Kawhi's back on this team, right? He's playing tonight?
Yeah, he's back. But Paul George might be out. Left last game with a knee problem. He's got knee soreness. I could see him sitting tonight.
Okay, if he's out, do I take the Jazz?
I think if he's out, you take the Jazz money line. I think they win the game
No
outright.
superstar subtraction. You know, I love my superstar subtraction time.
I mean, and look at who they've beaten recently. Like, yeah, their record looks a little better when you look at it in the most recent games. But the Clippers have beat San Antonio, Detroit, Houston, the Lakers, and Cleveland, who's been reeling it. They lost to Brooklyn. They lost to Dallas. I'd say the Jazz are better than Brooklyn at this point right now. So I think they can win this game outright. Give me the Jazz money line.
Even before we know the news?
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of like
because I think he's sitting.
Okay. You like the Jazz. All right, guys, we were quick. Hey, I was gonna talk to the chat, but the chat doesn't want to talk to me today. All right, what's up? Thank you, Jesse. All right, finally a little bit of chat going on. Hopefully we'll be more active during talking touchdowns. But hey, people might be catching it on replay. It is tough, right? Because we're scheduled to go at 9. We're going to switch that to 9:30. We'll do that next week. But it doesn't matter. Even if nobody's watching, Tyler, we're still going to give out the best bets. So I guess start with you since you're the only guest today. Start with you, Tyler.
I'll
Side total prop. You've given out a lot of good ones today, so I'm wondering what you're going to choose for the best bet because I think you've given out 3 or 4 that feel like absolutely smash spots.
I'm taking that Carl Anthony Towns prop over 20.5.
Really?
I think that's just the giant mismatch spot. I think he can tear.
You like that more than the Turner?
I do. I think Cat goes for 25 plus right here. 20.5 is a little bit short. It's lower than his season average. Also, it's in a spot where he could smash. Give me his over on his points.
All right, you like the over, but man, go ahead and list off all those performance doubles you gave out. So in the Pacers, right? It was Turner over 15 and win.
Yeah, Turner over 15 plus points and win.
What else did you give out? The Giannis in Milwaukee's game.
There was 12 plus rebounds on Turner and win. Okay. I love the Giannis over 29.5 points because I think he's coming out frustrated against Portland and he's going to smash them. Okay. And then I liked SGA's props in the Knicks OKC game.
But that's not a performance double, right? Just the pure props?
No, just his props, yes.
All right, fantastic. I'm going to take the Cleveland Cavaliers. They were -2 when we started the show. They moved to 2.5. I think the move is warranted. I have this game at 4. If you can catch it at 3 or under, take the Cavaliers. They started great. They hit a rough patch, but now they're back at home, and they're playing against an Atlanta team that I think they match up really well against, right? They have size, Atlanta, right? Pretty perimeter oriented. And, DeJounte and Trey looked great to start the season. But now I think teams are figuring out that this is just a my turn, your turn, right? And they're not playing necessarily, right? It looked like we've seen this before, right? Kawhi and PG had the same issue.
Russ and KD did too.
Yeah, right? Even KD and Steph that first year, before the All-Star break, it felt like they were trying to defer to each other and, hey, you're my new teammate, right? And so while Atlanta figures that out, Garland and Mitchell, I think, have done a better job of it. And I wonder if it's because they're more of just the same player. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I think they both could just look at each other and be like, you have the hot hand. Both of us can become spot-up shooters if needed to go stand in the corner.
Yeah, and I don't think that either of them are too worried, right? If you look about Donovan Mitchell, he's already got his props. He's already put up great points. He's put up great statistics. What does he need? He needs to win to really move into that upper echelon because just dropping 28 a night, right? We already expect that from him. So I think you're getting a more team-oriented focus. And if I'm a Utah fan, I got to be pissed watching him just come in and be just so much better on defense. Yeah, so much of NBA defense is effort. And he went from being just a turnstile to an above-average defender. So I expect to see more of that tonight. And I think they do pretty well, right? Because Mitchell can go on Trey. I don't think that's the worst. I don't think that's the worst matchup. No, and let DeJounte pick on Garland. He's not the best.
DeJounte's not the best scorer. He could put up 25, but he can't house you like Trey can. Like if Trey gets hot, he can win you the game.
Yeah, I think if you pick your poison, you pick DeJounte. So.
Yep.
And you notice both their props have kind of gone down. Last year at this time, they were both at like 27, 28. I think tonight Trey was 25, DeJounte 20, which kind of illustrates what I was saying.
And the other big thing about differences in these backcourts on why Cleveland's gelled to where Atlanta hasn't, just like we said, one could become spot-up shooters in Cleveland while the other one's got the hot hand. Mm-hmm. Both the guys in Atlanta need the ball in their hand to be effective. Like maybe Trae Young can be effective without the ball in his hand with his shooting ability, and he can cut and cause some problems. But Murray needs that ball in his hand. So the moment Trae has it, Murray's kind of ineffective. He's not a spot up shooter, so he can't really stand in the corner. He's not the best cutter and slasher, so he's just kind of there at that point.
All right. Well, look, I guess we should have given out World Cup picks if we wanted people to watch today. So maybe next time. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. Hopefully, you guys are going to catch us on delay. I know this is earlier than we usually go on the NBA Rundown, but guess what? The winners still pay the same no matter what time we broadcast the show. Give us a thumbs up, and, of course, head on over to runpuresports.com. Tyler, he liked your pick was, once again, I'm sorry, I forgot. One more time, what was your pick?
The Karl Anthony Towns over 20.5 points.
Karl Anthony Towns over 20.5 points. I'm taking Cleveland Cavaliers -2. We're going to be back in 28 minutes with Titletown to talk about how I got my teeth kicked in the NFL this weekend. We'll be back soon. Run Pure.